Hello, beloved one. I'm going to talk about a very controversial subject today, and that being money. So I'm going to make this as plain as I possibly can, because one of the biggest questions that I am asked all the time, not just through this body, but in prayer all over the world, is to have, how can I have more money? How can I have more success? And what is included oftentimes in that question of success is money. How can I grow my business? Again, money. How can I have more abundance? Again, money. Now, things like business growth, success, abundance, these words also include other things of how you define success. So all those things aren't solely about money, but in general, money is often included in the equation, all right? So I know that this is a very, very powerful subject. And let me just say right here at the beginning that money is not evil, money is not bad, money is not negative, money isn't necessarily positive. Money, or a monetary exchange agreed upon by the collective, is not in and of itself inherently one or the other, but is a neutral energy, right? It's a tool. So start thinking about money as a tool, okay? So you want to have this tool of money, you want it to help your life. You want it to support your dreams, your aspirations, your creativity, however that translates, whether it's business or a work of art or raising your children or whatever it is, or fantastic clothing and a wonderful home and the ability to travel. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that you shift your perspective about money. You need to go from seeing it as this cure-all, this thing that will fulfill all your hopes and dreams and desires, and switch it over into perceiving money as a tool. So, you want to build something. You want to build a certain aspect of your life. Maybe you want to build your health. You want to build your business. You want to build a home. You want to build a life of travel. You want to build a life of spirituality and contemplation. You want to build a painting. You want to build a sculpture. You want to build a book. You want to build a website. You want to build anything you want to build. You need tools to do it. And money is oftentimes, but not all the time, it's oftentimes one of the tools that you need to build whatever it is that you want to build. So if you can, the first thing, if you can put it in that perspective, right, then you will find it much easier to gather the tool of money that you need in order to see whatever it is you want to build, to see that through. So this is about getting conscious with money, recognizing and accepting money for what it is, and letting go of the fantasy of what money isn't. So it isn't a fixer, it isn't a be-all and end-all. It is not something that will ultimately get people to like you or love you. They might pretend to do so if you have a lot of money, but no one really likes or loves someone because they have money. It might be a wonderful help for them to be in relationship with someone who has money. It might bring happiness or joy, but that is not whatever, never does that cause another human being to love another human being. All right? It may cause them to covet them, to want them, to feel that it's important to be with them. There's all kinds of motivations. But money cannot, well, there's the saying, money cannot buy love, right? And that's very true. People can pretend or act as if, but genuine love only flows from one heart to another, from one mind to another, from one soul to another, from one body to another. And it has nothing to do with the tool of money. So first you put it into perspective, what it is and what it isn't, right? Once you become more accepting of what money is, and when I say accepting, I mean heart and soul, not just saying in your mind, oh yes, I know it's a tool, and I know it's not going to make me have true love, real love. Yes, I know all that intellectually, but you need to feel it. You need to feel this wonderful tool of money, put it in the proper perspective so that you can let go of that inner fantasy that can sometimes drive you to seek it, to want it, to try to create it from a place of fear rather than from a place of joy, right? So now you feel in your whole being what money really is, and now you get to decide what you want to build with it. Why do you need money, right? And don't be shy and don't feel ashamed of what you feel you need money for. If you need money for a big house and beautiful things, if that is something, if your aesthetic nature calls to you to build a life where you are surrounded by beautiful things, don't be ashamed of that. That's all right. That's wonderful. If you want to help others with money, that's wonderful. If you want to build whatever you want to build, let it be all right. And you start to think about money. Okay, if money is an ingredient, is a tool that I need to bring this inner heart's desire to fruition, then how do I gather this tool unto me? And if I want this tool of money to be more easily accessible and more prevalent in my life, two things. What kind of wealth am I talking about? You ask yourself, what kind of wealth do I want? What is manageable wealth for me personally? Because you also know, as a tool, you have to take care of that tool. You have to look after the tool. You have to make sure that the tool is maintained. You have to understand, here's important, you have to understand how to use that tool. So you might have to read a manual or two, or a book or two. You might need to seek advice from other people who specialize in this tool. You might have to take a course. You might have to sit down with someone to take a class. You might have to sit down and pay them part of that tool for their professional guidance. on how to maintain this tool so that it can serve all that you want to build in your life. So how much time do you want to devote to that? The more wealth you have, the more care that the tool is going to require. Do you understand? So you get to decide how much is manageable wealth, how much wealth, how much of this tool do I want in my life, knowing that I'm going to have to give this tool focus. I'm going to have to understand how it works, how to care for it, and how to feed it and water it so that it can grow, right? I have to accept wealth and all that comes with it into my life. So you get to decide a little bit of wealth, medium-sized wealth, big wealth, somewhere on that whole scale. You must find how much of that tool you want in your life. It's that simple. And then the second part, so that's the first part, and the second part is then you have to decide, and here's really the bigger one, and oftentimes the harder one. What am I willing to do to allow this tool of wealth to grow? What am I willing to do in my life to allow this tool of money, of wealth, to grow? And the answer can often be very disturbing, because the answer might be, as a spiritual seeker, as a spiritual being, that you're going to have to do what you are called to do. You might have to create that work of art. You might have to write that book. You might have to step forward and be a leader, whereas before it seemed easier to stay in the shadows and hide, although you were always drawn out into the light to lead. It may be that you are called to leave a particular career and start a new one. It may be that you are called to finally be yourself within your career. Maybe you still love your career, but you don't like yourself as you are in it. Maybe the call is to be your most authentic self within the context of what you do to earn monies. Maybe you are called to leave one relationship so that you can have a relationship with yourself, to find out what that call is inside of you and to be able to answer it. But what I can tell you, my beloved ones, is almost 99.999% of you will never be able just to make money for the sake of money. Even if you say, ooh, I want to just make lots of money on the stock market and then I want to help the poor of the world, or I want to do this and that with the world. That's fine, but you have to love the stock market. You have to love all the aspects of the stock market. You have to love the investing and the figuring it out and learning about economics and finance and all of that. Because that's what you're called to do. When you love it, you can't wait to get up in the morning and get to the stock market. Then you know that you are called to this. You love it. It's a challenge. It's exciting. That is not trying to make money just for the sake of money. That's doing what you love, and that's very different, right? Don't try to make money for the sake of money. Your money, as someone who honors growth, spirituality, authenticity, your money, your tool of money will grow as you do when you are answering the call to create, to build whatever you are called to build. And you love it. You love building it. You love doing it. You love being a part of it. Yes, it's hard at times and there are frustrations, but you love it. So think in terms of money as this tool that you are going to expand, right? So maybe you have to start small. You have a small tool of money that allows you to answer the call within you in a small way. And then as you get a little tiny bit more money and that tool expands, then you can answer the call at a bigger level, and then bigger and bigger and bigger. And to the outside, you answering your call from within might look very ordinary, but to you, it's extraordinary. And you love what you're doing. And the tool of money continues to grow. And the last thing I would tell you about money is be careful that you don't try to just get rid of it. That is something I notice so often with people. Once their money starts to grow, they are still stuck in the old fantasy that if I have more money, I'm going to be happier and I'm going to be more liked and loved. And if the shadow is strong and you have a tendency towards self-sabotage from fear, from that place of fear, then the first thing the shadow tells you to do is get rid of it. Get rid of it. We don't want to be liked and loved, and we don't want attention. We don't want to manage this tool because we're not competent, we're not this, we're not that. Get rid of it. Let's sabotage it. Watch for this, beloved. When your tool of money begins to grow to support what you asked it to help you build, be careful that you don't throw it away. You don't have to hoard it, but you don't want to make choices from a place of fear that ends up costing you so much of this tool that you worked so hard to grow, that you end up feeling like you're back at square one again, and that the universe has let you down, and that why does this always keep happening to me? Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it. Start at the beginning. Make sure that within you, you know in your bones that money is nothing more than a tool. And there's plenty of it that's available if you are willing to utilize that tool to build what you are called to build in this life. And if you don't know what you're called to build, that's all right. That's all right. Take your time. Go within. And if you keep going within, keep spending time with self, you will know what you are called to do. Be kind to yourself, beloved one, and have compassion for when you get scared, when you feel the tool of money is drying up and you are going into a panic. Be kind to yourself and know that that will pass, and the tool of money will always be there for you when you're ready. When you're ready. Namaste. Hi, it's Danielle, creator and founder of Beloved Publications, your home of Mother Mary's teachings as they're channeled through me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. If you're interested in more of Mother's teachings, please visit our website, www.belovedpublications.com. And there you'll find lots of great ways of connecting with Mother. And if you want to join our community, you get an awesome free mini course on preparing for and connecting with your spirit guides. You will love it. So I hope to see you there soon. Thanks so much.